Hello, everybody. Welcome to round 3 coverage of the Gen Con 2023 Preview Deck Tournament. Christian Vanatool here, back at it to give you a look at some new factions here. So now we've covered all 6 factions in 3 rounds. I'm very happy about this. What we have here is a matchup between 2 newer players who were friends and signed up. Well, actually, I should say one of them is a newer player. Josh, who... he's not the newer player. He's played way back when, saw that Warlord 5e was coming back, and he's like, oh, I got to get in on this. So him, another one of his friends whose name escapes me, I'm sorry, but I forgot your name. And then his other friend here, D, who learned how to play the tournament, who learned how to play 2 weeks before the tournament. They gave him a crash course on everything. He was the only Nothrog player in this the noon event. So I went up to him right before the game and was like, hey, can I film you guys? I need to get a Nothrog covered. I didn't know he was going to end up playing his friend at the time, so it just kind of worked out. But they were all telling me the story about like how they saw 5e, they were real excited to play, and they wanted to jump back in, but they were worried like with me filming. It's like, yo, just give your viewers a warning that we're noobs. We don't really know what to do. Or at least D said that. Josh is going to do all right. It's like riding a bike. You don't really forget how to play a Warlord. But either way, these were awesome guys. Happy to meet them at Gen Con and very happy they let us take a look at this. So we have the Nothrog versus the Elf. So let me show the Warlords here while these guys are exchanging some early fighting here. Let's take a look at the Nothrog first and foremost. War Boss Azkul. It's a tactician with 4 HP. I like that. But you can find the whole breakdown of this bad boy. I just want to put it on screen for it. The breakdown is in my analysis video. I like this. It reminds me a lot of Setrock, but even more. So as a Warlord, like in normal constructed play, I really like this. Though I do feel that Nothrog did struggle in this event just because of the deck it has. But in the limited order, having so many options is kind of a little tough. But the fact you can choose 2 is still really cool. So I do overall like this Warlord, but it is tough. So D's got his card stacked against him. Meanwhile, Josh is rocking the Elf, who was definitely a fan favorite for sure. Super spell blitzy, awesome Warlord. Everyone loves the level 1 that I'll eventually show as well. But this guy had so much synergy in his deck and had so much just fast-paced strikes. So really cool to watch, and we'll see more from the Elf in future videos for sure. But taking a look at the game that the guys have here, Nothrog's ranks are very quickly collapsing. And the War Boss already's got to start giving out some orders to 6-low over here to have it start attacking. So have it swinging into these little Corpse Crowd, who I will get to. Feel like Corpse Crowd, if it gets printed as is, I will be shocked, because it was definitely the talk of the Elf deck for sure. So Death React, each adjacent undead permanently gains +3 attack and 1 HP. So the idea of recurring these constantly and keep giving all your adjacent undead characters extra HP is just super abusable. Ending at 3 attack as well. We can already see Josh kind of has a 2 HP on his Corpse Crowd. I think he kind of put someone in the middle by accident. Oh, no. He just... Oh, no, it was a power attack from 6-low. But either way, D navigating how to keep that. Most people usually just kill each individual Corpse Crowd. So like kill the one on the left and then kill the 1 HP one, and you just have like 1 3 HP 9 attack like monstrosity in the front rank. But 9 AC is usually weak enough to kind of hit it. But if you were constantly recurring that and bringing it back to the field, it gets a little stupid. Luckily, Lord Barrow over here is not a Necromancer. But we see the Nothrog start to recover. D's starting to kind of get there. D is not his real name. I hope I'm spelling D correct. Like, this was one of those situations where he had a very unique name, and I did not know how to pronounce it. So I asked, like, how should I pronounce your name for the recording? And he's like, he just looked at me and took pity on me. It was like, just call me D. So that all worked out. But definitely a good dude. So we have Oh, we got a lot of the ranks are starting to collapse again over here. Nothrogs are in Power I. I'm trying to remember which Nothrog that is. I think that's the level 3 who has a really goofy name, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull that up. Yes, I think that is him. The level 3 right there is called Do Run. So the Nothrogs just have comical names because that's what he does. He does run. And he runs to the front.
-4 AC and -4 skill.
And Lord Barrow casting a spell. It's the wizard roll effect onto one of these poor level 2 characters. And he did that just to be able to trigger Lord Barrow's react and get a +0 range strike. This is actually the weakest of the roll orders because it only gives minus to AC and skill. If you roll a 20, it's kind of funny, but even then, opponent just chooses which card they banish. But the whole point of playing this is just to give Barrow a +0 strike. And if it's the same target, you know, it just happens to become a +4 strike. But
-2 AC and skill.
But we already have the poor Warball stunned in the front here, getting terrorized by Lord Barrow, but missing the strike. And then Lord Assailant getting the react to Journey after a wizard in your army casts a spell. So again, that's what I loved about the Elf deck. I did feel it was a bit frail in terms of, like, I mean, the characters are Elves. Elves have always been squishy. But there's a lot of small strikes that happen. And I didn't think the small strikes were really kind of great. I think it was more about, you know, trying to generate quality strikes, which is what I thought would be better in this limited format. But with this kind of Warlord, you just roll good, you're just going to win. So Lord Barrow definitely has that explosiveness. We see him with built-in Scribe, try to Scribe a Magic Missiles, which is definitely his go-to spell, but unfortunately Elf wizards just don't pass Scribe, as my Sanguinel will attest to.
Nihil to perform a
He has a Nihil equipped to Lord Barrow there, but it's over to the side. Looks like he spent Nihil in order to cast a Lightning Bolt there, which is a little bit of a... it's not a little. It's a very illegal play. Lightning Bolt is a level 2 spell, so could not ready Lord Barrow casting it, but... so Lord Barrow really should be spent here, but obviously this is what happens. You get newer players, it's all fine. Oh, look at that! Oh no, he's just gonna cast it from the discard pile now. So, double Lightning Bolts. Josh gets an oopsie win, but I think he had it under control, so no harm, no foul. But D, if you're watching this, make sure you bust Josh's chops for that one. So yeah, Nihil only works at level 1s and 2s, and Lightning Bolt is level 3, so that won't work. But every other spell, seeing that Nihil early with the Elf is super good. But let's get that one up there for Josh, and we're going to game 2 as they get ready. While we wait for D to shuffle up and get ready, kind of want to show you some of the Nothrogs here, especially like the starter, just so you kind of see what they got cooking. The Bear Legion Requite. Well, I love that typo just because it just sounds very funny. But as he dies, you move a fighter forward. So he kind of helps kind of get your army up there, and just as you like, you can be playing characters if you expect your army to have a lot of pressure coming towards it. So that way, if they die, then okay, cool. You have to deal with this other big, huge, ugly Nothrog who's now angry from having to run. But otherwise, average stats: 12 AC, +2. This is the good old Nothrog Lasara, except it's a fighter. So we got him, and then D's starting 6th in rank 2, and that was another thing too. Is the rules for the tournament, you were able to kind of just set whatever your starting army is game 1. Like before your first match game 1, decide what your starting army is. Honor system going that no one was going to check it, but you had to start your starting army for that. Like, but you can customize it to whatever it needed to be, and then as the tournament went on, games 2 and 3, you could switch out to whatever it may be. So we see D is running Sixla, who actually has an order to move forward, so it's probably not the best start there. There is another level 2 Mad Pat Carrick who you could have started, but and that would help against additional wounds with these corpse crowds. So once D kind of gets more up, more familiar with Warlord, he'll be able to kind of make those plays. Otherwise, you also have Novice Pyro on the deck if you're just looking for a generic strike.
I will play Grimoire Ghost to have you discard a card.
We see good old Mad Pat hit the board on D side, but then we also see another elf card, which I want to show you. This one is any Raziel players or Raziel sympathizers in the room will definitely enjoy this one. Grimoire's Ghost to be able to have an opponent choose and discard a card. This can be really good against a good player. They're gonna obviously just throw away their bad card, but then it still kind of gives a little hesitation because the second you kill it, it does the same react. So it could be card advantage for sure. I like this one. I like this little wizard, so it can also back up cast a lot of the things that Lord Barrow's got going on. But here we go with the Corpse Crowd, going for these Bear Reckwits in with a 20, showing that the Elves mean business. And the Death React triggering and having Mad Pat move forward, so D's kind of picked up on that. He's also got a Bokos in the back, who is a very I would say, widely used Nothrog. Usually just to cast Loyalty's Reward, but some other good fighter actions in that deck that Bokos can play from the discard pile. Do some cool things.
I will use this action, spend order.
Ooh.
Target any number of fighters.
Press the attack. So let's take a look at that. Where'd you go?
+3 strike.
This is a tactics action that is, the tactics action for the Warlord. But I don't think he spent. Yeah, I don't think he spent for this yet. We'll see if he actually corrects it. But it's a spend order to target any number of your fighters. Each target moves forward 1 rank if possible, and each target who moved this way performs a +3 melee strike. So what you could do is, with that, could have moved the Bokos
14
to rank 3, then move all the Sixlas up to the front and get 2 more strikes, and then you could have moved the Warlord up. But the Warlord should be spent. I think they just kind of did a little snafu there. But, I mean, hey, if Josh got a cheat game 1, D can cheat game 2. That's just how it goes, baby. Let's get rid of that. We see Corpse Crowd kind of still pressing the assault. I think D sees the coolness of Mad Pat. And, oh, man, I'm waiting for this Mad Pat to kill this Corpse Crowd.
He gets a power attack, so I will do
Oh, he's going to give him a power attack. I don't think he realizes Mad Pat already does 2 wounds.
Nope. Alright, so I'll attack. +3 on this guy. 14
Man.
on the die. Well, he does 2 damage.
Okay, there we go. D's got it. D knows. 2 wounds. Get rid of that Corpse Crowd. All right. Every time Mad Pat kills somebody, I'm very happy. And then we see Josh forget to react, but it's all good. And I liked the fact that, again, we had these returning players. We got newer players in the mix. The 6 p.m. definitely had a more newer crowd that leaned towards this. So the newer players who kind of got into the noon event were kind of thrown to the grinder. But either way, it was positive feedback all around for all of them. I think everybody had fun. And that's the main thing for Warlord like this. It's really just about, picking up decks, slinging some cards, slinging some dice with your friends, and having a good time. And these guys were a blast to have here. So let's see. Okay, cool. They just remembered the react and kind of rewound that. So learning together as they go. Sixla is now going to try and beat up on some elves. And looks like he hits that Corpse Crowd.
I will. +3 on
my video skipped a little bit there. But Josh using them Elven Rain Strikes, taking out Sixla.
No, there's 2 people here.
Oh, that's my bad. I was just traumatized from last game.
DC, and he's traumatized from filling up. But he accidentally spent his Warlord, which is good. He kind of got to where he needed to be with the press the attack. So it all worked out in the end. But here we go. Bear Legion trying to take out these corpse crowds. Got to clean up these zombies. Let's see if he's got a +2 on a 9, needing a 7 or better, and crunch. Dead undead. Dead undead. Is that possible for undead to be dead? They are no longer the undead. Here we go. Good old Hedwig is back. Wait, we can't say that. We have just been sued. But Nihil, the better. Actually, I think Nihil was around before Harry Potter came out. So there you go. We need to sue J.K. Rowling. We're going to make that happen. But we've seen Lord Barrow get the Book of Blight. Let's take a look at the book. The book is a card that I feel like may have been over-massaged in playtesting. So it gives you 2 charges. It basically goes Order Ball Lightning, or a little worse, 14 AC, and makes it, make a DC check or take a wound. If they fail by 10 or more, you gain another charge of the book. So you only get 2 uses out of it, but I feel like it should have been fail by 5 or more, or make it a flat DC 12 or whatever it is. So there was some potential here, and I feel like this one probably went through a few iterations before Josh and Woodrow landed on whatever it is. But you see that happening. And it looks like they're done for the turn. And D gonna draw up some cards. He's got a Nothrog Psych. You can see that kind of hidden underneath me. So let me get rid of that. There you go. It's right there. See, I can flash myself away from the screen. I got those powers over here. But Nothrog's in Power Eye, and he's got initiative, which is good. You don't want to see Lord Barrow with Nihil getting ready to and do crazy things.
No.
Only when I kill
Right.
D's still a little worried about killing that Grimoire, though. Doesn't want to lose cards. He's got a fresh hand, though. You just got to figure out which card you don't want to play and sacrifice it just to get the strike off the board. Either that or you just stun the Bokos up is the play here.
Target your fighter and choose 2. The target moves forward 1 rank.
Ooh.
+5 attack.
I think these
has advantage on their next
got
melee
some.
strike. I will choose
Taking a look at his Warlord's got some
move
fun stuff. He's moving his Warlord up to the front. He's saying, Azel's. I already forgot the Warlord's name. He's saying the boss is doing the heavy lifting. How about that? So he moves forward and gets a strike. Look at that, War Boss Askel. Not Azel. Askel. So gotta put the K on it in true Nothrog form. So Homeboy comes up, just starts punching, forces one of the elves to fall forward, which is good because it takes a strike off the board. He does have a discard though after that, but
spending Nihil.
We have Lord Barrow spending Nihil to do magic missiles.
Hit.
And we got 13 magic missiles, so 5 plus zeros, and then the extra 1 from the ability coming its way.
Miss.
We got 2,
Miss, and the react.
5, and then the react. Oh, it was close though.
Cool.
2 out of 6 ain't bad for magic missiles.
I can't choose this. If I kill something, I can use a second attack of another creature.
No, not for that attack. No.
So Lord Barrow sitting there with the magic missiles in the discard, can recur it too. So we got 6 more coming his way. So D's trying to figure out. He's gonna hope he just swings and goes hit. That's the way to do it. So now we gotta hope 7 plus 5 on these 13 AC Elven Chuds. Let's see what we got. So it's a big roll here.
19 to hit.
19 kills it, and then
Okay.
he's not gonna take the second strike.
I will
Oh, come on, D.
cast Lightning Bolt with my Warlord.
Take that second strike. And he also could have psyched the other one as he came forward too, so he missed that trigger as well.
11.
But Josh going for the kill here with the lightning bolt and rolls a big one, 2 wounds, and takes him out. So that'll get him. Josh takes the win. The Elves on the board. There we go. So that'll win it. Able to just leverage and get card advantage by casting those spells from the graveyard. So Lord Barrow just proves too much for the Nothrog army here. D definitely had some, roads to victory, but for newer players, a lot harder to kind of see these things. But either way, Nobody's gonna be perfect here, and we don't just show experts here on the stream, guys. We get some of the new blood here too, so don't worry. There's a lot of people learning, and that's a great thing for this game. So if you're one of those folks who are like, I don't want to play Warlord because I want to get my ass kicked, like, don't worry about that. Like, come have fun with us. Like, slinging dice and doing crazy things is still a good time. But either way, that'll wrap it up for round 3. And now we've seen one of every faction. You can go back, check out my old videos if you want to see that as well. But we got a whole lot more coming. Now that one of each faction's been covered, we're going to start getting a lot of other variety here. We're going to get some mixed factions up in here. And we're getting towards the later ends of the round, so we'll see how that goes. But until then, folks, take it easy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.